What is going on, guys? Welcome back to BC Videos, where research and personal experiences meet. Now for this video, following up from my last one regarding the dangers of staying in the comfort zone, I wanted to talk today about three things, 3 steps, 3 considerations that you should have and think about when trying to expand your comfort zone. If you haven't watched my initial video, I'll link that in the description for you guys. Go check that one down below. Would probably be best for your understanding to watch that one first. Anyway, the weather's pretty inclement, but we'll see how we go outside. Without further ado, let's get into number 1, accept and learn from failure. Alright, so this first point is important because, well, you might not like hearing it, but failure is inevitable. It really is, and I know a lot of you might be thinking, oh, come on man, I don't want this uncertainty, nor do I want the failure, because it's, those are some of the worst feelings ever. Naturally we think that, of course, we're all human, but the mistake some of us are making is not actually trying to embrace that uncertainty and failure. So let's say you approached a hot human and you asked them for their number, but they went on to say no and they just walked away from you. Yes, it's a failure, but should that discourage you from trying again and again? Absolutely not, because whatever it happens, the more you put yourself through these experiences, the wider your comfort zone actually becomes, to the point where you don't even think twice about approaching others in future. You just see it as nothing but an opportunity and you go and seize it. What I'm trying to say is it can be difficult to break out of your comfort zone, and no doubt you're going to be dealt with roadblocks, uncertainties and failures along the way. But just understand there's a lot to learn from these experiences irrespective of the outcome. Essentially, it teaches us so much about ourselves and builds character in ways that evoke growth. And as Elite Rapper 360 once said, anytime you fail, that becomes a chance for you to grow. Spot on, my man. Number 2, be consistent and honest. Alright, so unfortunately I've had to take it inside. As you guys can probably hear, pretty wet out there. So, yeah, might have to close this actually so y'all can hear me as well. And we'll continue on from in here. Alright, so this next one, being consistent and honest, it intertwines quite a bit with what I talked about in my previous video, in the sense that while you can expand your comfort zone, it can also shrink. This one's kind of self-explanatory because obviously you want to expand, if you want to expand your comfort zone continually over time, you actually have to be consistent with your actions in order for things to become more comfortable over time. So for example, asking a girl out might be good in that moment, but if you don't do it for say another 3 to 6 months, then you realistically aren't going to ever be fully comfortable with it, as well as the potential failures and learnings that will arise from the moments like that. Honesty is also important, just being upfront and saying, I am actually afraid to do this, as opposed to saying something like, oh, I just don't have the time to do that right now. It will put you in a far better place to confront what's outside of your zone and will obviously increase your chances much more of moving forward. Let's move on to number 3, move towards your fear. Alright, so in this step, the keywords are definitely moving and towards, because as we've seen in my previous video, if you decide overnight, okay, I'm just going to go and conquer my fear tomorrow, no arguments, debates or discussions, there's a very low chance of you actually pulling it off. And we all know from personal experience that, if you don't pull something off, it becomes a negative experience. And from there, the natural tendency is to just shy away from that and just be content with maintaining your way of life in the comfort zone for a little while. So for example, if you have social anxiety, it might be too much for you to throw yourself into meeting new people and hanging out with them every single day of the week. So gradually building up, starting from maybe 1 or 2 days a week, could be more optimal for you. This will allow you obviously to grow in your learning zone rather than being in the panic zone. And from there, that's when your inner circle, obviously your comfort zone, has the opportunity to expand gradually. So the key message here is to consider planning and gradually building into fears, because psychologically it can be a lot to ask to just go and get it done in a very short period of time. So there you have it, guys. Those are 3 things that you should always consider when trying to push outside of the comfort zone for the best chance of obviously expanding the zone and also personal success as well. If you haven't seen my initial video regarding the dangers of staying in the comfort zone, go check it out. I've linked it below in the description for you guys to see. If you did like the video, go ahead, give it a big thumbs up, click subscribe, and also turn post notifications on for videos like these and many more. Other than that, guys, thank you all so much for tuning in today, and I really look forward to seeing you all in the next video. Peace.